I never believed in stories about roads that disappear, or places that don't exist on maps. I always thought people exaggerated things when they were tired, lost, or just scared of the dark. That changed one night when I decided to take a shortcut home. It was supposed to be simple, just a faster route after visiting a friend in another town. But I still think about that night, and I still wonder if I ever actually made it home. It was around 9:40 p.m. when I left my friend's house. I remember checking my phone and realizing I was later than I expected. I had promised my mother I would be back before 10. The main road home was long, maybe 45 minutes, but I was tired. I didn't feel like dealing with traffic or checkpoints. That's when my friend said something casually that I shouldn't have ignored. "There's a shorter road behind the old petrol station," he said. "Cuts your travel time in half." I asked him if it was safe. He shrugged. "People use it sometimes, but not often." That should have been enough warning, but I was in a hurry, so I decided to take it. The road began behind an abandoned petrol station just off the main highway. At first, it didn't look too bad. It was narrow, but still paved. There were no streetlights, only my motorcycle headlight cutting through the darkness. The moment I entered, I noticed something strange. The air felt heavier, not physically, but emotionally, like the silence was pressing down on me. Even the usual sounds of crickets and night birds were missing. Just pure silence. I told myself it was normal. Remote roads are like that sometimes. So I kept going. After about 10 minutes, I started noticing something odd. My phone lost signal completely. At first, I didn't care. But then I checked Google Maps. The map froze. My location stopped moving, even though I was clearly still riding. I slowed down and looked around. The road behind me looked different somehow. Darker, longer, like it stretched farther than it should have. That was the first time I felt uneasy, but I still continued. After another few minutes, I saw something that made me slow down completely. A road sign. It was old and rusty, barely visible, but what it said made no sense. It read, "Do not continue after this point." There was no explanation, no symbol, just those words. I laughed nervously to myself, probably some local joke, or an abandoned warning sign from construction years ago. Still, I felt a slight chill. I should have turned back, but I didn't. The deeper I went, the worse it felt. The road started getting narrower. Trees on both sides grew closer, almost forming a tunnel over the path. My headlight barely reached ahead. And then I noticed something else. No animals. Not even insects flying near the light. Just silence. Complete, unnatural silence. I started feeling like I was being watched. Not from one direction, but everywhere at once. Then my motorcycle engine made a strange sound. A sudden dip in power. I slowed down again. That's when I saw something in the distance. A figure standing in the middle of the road. At first, I thought it was a person. I stopped completely. I flashed my headlights. The figure didn't move. It just stood there, facing me. I hesitated. Then I honked. Once. Twice. Still no reaction. Slowly, I started moving forward again. As I got closer, I realized something that made my chest tighten. The figure wasn't human. Its proportions were wrong. Too tall, too thin, and its arms hung too low, almost touching its knees. I stopped again. My instincts screamed at me to turn back, but when I looked behind me, the road was gone. Not blocked, not closed, gone. Behind me was just darkness and trees. No road at all. My stomach dropped. I was trapped. I looked forward again. The figure was still there, but now it was closer, much closer. I didn't see it move, but it was closer. My heart started racing. I turned my bike around instantly and tried to reverse, but the bike wouldn't move properly, like the ground was dragging it down. I tried again. Nothing. When I looked up again, the figure was gone. The road ahead was empty, completely empty. I didn't wait. I accelerated forward as fast as I could. I don't know how long I rode like that. Minutes felt like hours. The road twisted in ways it shouldn't have. Sometimes it felt like I was going in circles. Sometimes it felt like I was going downhill into nowhere. Then I saw something that gave me hope. Lights. Far ahead. Small, warm lights. Like a village. I pushed forward harder. The closer I got, the more normal everything seemed. Trees became less dense. The road widened. And then, suddenly, I was on a familiar road again. I recognized it instantly. I was close to home. Relief hit me so hard I almost stopped riding. I laughed to myself in disbelief. Maybe I was just overthinking everything. Maybe it was just exhaustion. I finally reached home around 11:20 p.m. My mother was waiting outside, worried. She asked why I came from the opposite direction. I told her about the shortcut, the abandoned road, the figure. She went completely silent. Then she said something I will never forget. That road has been closed for over 10 years. I laughed nervously. No, it's still there. I used it tonight. She shook her head slowly. No one has used that road since the accident. I asked what accident. She looked at me and said, a bus disappeared there years ago. They never found it. The road was sealed after that. My blood ran cold. I tried to explain what I saw. The sign, the figure, the missing road behind me. But she refused to believe me. Instead, she told me something worse. She said my clothes were covered in dust, but not normal dust. Black dust, like ash. And there were scratch marks on my bike that weren't there before. Deep ones, like something had tried to hold on. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that road again. And the figure, standing closer each time. The next morning, I tried to find the road again. I went back to the petrol station, but there was nothing there. No path, no entrance, just forest. Like the road had never existed at all. Sometimes I still wonder what that place was. A shortcut? A mistake? Or something that only appears when it wants you to find it? All I know is this. I never take shortcuts anymore. Not ever. Because some roads don't lead home.